Jefferson Reserve, limited edition, cask strength, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
On Father's Day.
Let's go. Hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, to this episode of the Savor the Burn podcast. My name is Jonathan. Across the barrel from me is Mr. W2. How do you do?
Doing pretty fantastic.
All right, most
Glad to be here. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Hey, happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, in fact, happy Father's Day. Yes. So, you got to take a lot of breaths to say the entire title on this one here. Jefferson Reserve, limited edition, cask strength, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. There's a whole lot to say there.
And you can't forget the Kentucky, and you can't forget the straight.
You cannot.
And you can't forget the bourbon whiskey. It's all important.
Why would you want to forget any of that?
And this one happens to be cask strength. So off air, before we got started, it occurred to me, I could not remember what the standard offering is. You know, when you think about Woodford Reserve, just about everything they do is, I think, 90.2, 90.4. I think it's 90.2. I could turn around because I have a couple right behind me. 90.4.
90.4.
So,
a little lower than I thought.
Yeah.
Maybe you're thinking larceny. Larceny's like right at 92, 94.
You know, and you look at Russell's Reserve or Buffalo Trace or Weller. Those are all 90. Just an even 90.
Yep.
And so...
Which isn't bad.
Yeah. So I looked up, I have a barrel pick single barrel of their original Jefferson's Reserve Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and it is an even 100. I think their standard, though, might be a 94. I don't know that for sure. I haven't actually taken the time to look it up. But all that to say, their cask strength is clocking in at, 130.
It's right there on the neck. Right there on the neck, and that's where it's going to get you, right there on the neck.
There's no way around that.
Right.
As smooth as this can be, I think it's going to wake you up.
Yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen. And just in case you do know what the plain Jane release of what Jefferson Reserve Bourbon has to offer, please send us an email, info, Jonathan or W2 at savortheburn.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, definitely thank you. We're 100% stoked to have you along, especially today on Father's Day or whenever it is that you're watching it. But
leave us a comment.
Leave a comment, click subscribe, click that bell notification.
Bing!
And you can stay up to date on all things Savor the Burn. I should say it, not spray it. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was pretty awesome. Anyway, but and if you're not watching on YouTube and you're listening to the audio only version of it on your podcast app of choice, we're still 100% grateful that you came along.
Maybe you're driving across country on a bourbon hunt.
Yeah.
And have us on Spotify, have us on Amazon Music, have us on
Pandora.
Apple Music, Pandora.
Yeah.
We're on all the things.
All of them.
The cool thing about Spotify is, and to my knowledge, they are the only podcast audio app that has full video support.
Yep.
So, which was great because we had made the decision to transition to video because of our YouTube channel. It just made sense to go in that direction, and our plan was, it may be a little bit of extra work, but it'll be worth it. Well, come to find out, Spotify, which is who our podcast is hosted through, and they distribute to all the other apps, they support full video, and they do that work for us. So I upload the video to them. It's available to them. They process it at the audio to distribute to all the others that do not support video. So it was a win-win.
Yeah, if you're looking to get into podcasting, check out that route.
Yeah.
It's
there's a lot of platforms out there, but that was one that I looked at early on, and it was a free solution. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with free.
And a really good solution.
Great solution.
A lot of times when it's free, you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of getting what you pay for, this sumbitch I picked up over here at it was on Shawnee Mission Parkway, the Whiskey Barrel.
Oh, the Whiskey
down
Barrel,
there. Yeah. When I walked in there, I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I don't know. I want to get him a nice bourbon. I don't know what all you got. And he's like, oh, we have the Jefferson Reserve. There's only a couple of these in town. I'm like, my dude, let me go take a look at it. Sent it to him. Have you seen these around? I don't know. Have you heard anything about these? Are these any good? I really want to try that one. Like,
he gets me every time with that.
Yep. One of these days,
hook,
it's gonna catch on.
Line, and sinker. I'm like, yeah, that's on the list. They just released that one. That would be an awesome one to find one of these days.
But since they just released it, do we have a lot of information on it?
There's not a lot of information, but I do have full tasting notes and just a little blurb on there. So
we're going to come up with our own tasting notes.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and crack that bad boy, let it breathe.
Oh, look at these little lids.
Oh, look at there.
Yeah.
So for the duration of this podcast, I've had the little bamboo tops on them that I use when I store the glasses. Typically, we take them off, so they've maybe have shown up a time or two, but typically they're nowhere to be found because I take them off ahead of time. But we were in Louisville not that long ago, and
having a 15 tasting.
Boy, howdy! Yeah, we were at Michter's tasting with president and vice president.
Yep.
And our tasting glasses, which were pre-poured when we got into the conference room.
Each one had
But they had all these on there, and I'm like, oh, I've seen those on Amazon. Guess who has to have them now?
Right. Yeah. After you tried them, you're like, this is the way it's just got to be now. What can you tell me?
So this is the Jefferson's Reserve Cask Strength Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It is a bourbon. It is produced 100% start to finish in Kentucky, which is what makes it a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Pause for bottle pop. Nice. That's a nice little pucker.
Being a straight bourbon means it's at least a minimum of 2 years, but I'll come back to that here in a second. This is produced by, if you did not know, Jefferson's Reserve is produced by Kentucky Artisan Distillery. I've been there before. We visited there when we were on vacation with Faith and Tim, and just a little bit
good people
northeast of Louisville. Great little distillery, and we had a fun time there. This has an age statement, actually.
Oh, it does?
It does. This comes in at 8 years.
Oh, right at 8.
Like we said, this comes in at 130 proof. And it says, introducing Jefferson's Reserve Cask Strength, a limited release that pays homage to our authentic Kentucky roots, bolder than ever before. This robust, unfiltered, 8-year-old whiskey delivers notes of high fruit and bold depth, allowing its pure, full-bodied flavor to shine.
Yeah, he said unfiltered. I didn't think to kind of give it a little bit of a sternness.
Say some air bubbles.
Yeah, it's air bubbles. I'm not really picking up a lot of sediment, but still, that's fine.
There's a lot of caramel and vanilla on the nose,
and
a little bit of that stone fruit. Pear, maybe some peach, citrus. It's not a strong orange, but there's definitely some kind of a citrus. I'm gonna say maybe a touch of walnut, maybe some molasses, and oak. Definitely get some oak on the nose.
I would agree with everything you said. Molasses, oak, even walnut. Like I don't always pick up on walnut, but yeah, it's there. Let's get it on the palate. He's ready. You ready?
And happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day,
cheers,
everybody. Okay.
That burns the nostrils as you go in for that sip, but that's nice.
That's 130 proof.
That's 100. It doesn't drink. It's hot. It doesn't drink 130 proof.
Huh.
I'd say maybe 110.
Yeah. That's.
I might just go as low as it drinks no different than a 107.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's a Weller or a Baker.
Which we all know who makes that Baker. Jim Beam. You get it. So the vanilla and the caramel that carries through brings with it that oak and
vanilla.
The molasses I think carries through.
So you know how like when you go to the store and
citrus is kind of there, but I think it's more orange.
You know, when you go to the grocery store and you're picking out an ice cream, and they've got the plain Jane vanilla, they've got a French vanilla,
Yeah.
they've got a homemade vanilla, and then they've got that vanilla bean.
Vanilla bean.
This isn't quite vanilla bean, but this is homemade vanilla. And to me, homemade vanilla is like neighbors to the vanilla bean.
Okay.
It's got a creaminess, like it was like hand churned, but doesn't quite have the black bean flecks that you can see. You know what I mean? This is nice. I like this. The notes I have here say golden caramel on the color.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Nose says inviting aromas of baked apple, rich vanilla, caramel, and toasted oak with a touch of leather. Did you get leather?
On the nose?
On the nose. Did not.
No, I did not.
The palate says both flavors of red fruit and smooth vanilla.
Red fruit.
Complemented by barrel spice, oak, and subtle toasted almonds.
Huh.
And then the finish says warm blend of sweet notes and lasting oak. Come on, guys. That doesn't really tell me a whole lot.
Right. We didn't really talk about bottle presentation on this one, but it's fairly representative of what they've done with all their other, with all everything else that they've released. Now, we do have a bottle.
Everything that they've released is that bottle.
We do have a bottle in the rye section currently, and we both gave it a 4.25, and I see no reason why we should deviate from that. Unless, we've just seen so many bottles now, and we're just like, I don't know. Our rating system just got a little bit more highfalutin.
I mean, things do happen. The thing I like about this is there's enough proof on there. Even though it does not drink that proof, you can tell it's here to party. And I have no doubt it's going to make a great cocktail.
Right. This one is destined to make an incredible cocktail. We don't normally use a bottle at this proof in a cocktail. No. But that's what, 100 plus bourbons are great for.
Yep.
Whiskeys in general are great for.
Did you notice the legs on this? How thick they were?
Yeah, it sticks to the side of the glass. Like, I don't know how long it's been sitting here, but there's still a solid ring up here at the top, and just like a tiny little dotted line going down the back.
Yep.
Like the line that goes to the back of the stockings. Just, I don't know why Van Halen came to mind. Panama, dun, 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 Panama, oh, 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 oh.
That was the first cassette I ever bought myself.
All right.
I had been cutting grass that summer, and that was my first cassette I ever bought. I followed it up with Sammy Hagar, DOA.
DOA? Was that with I Can't Drive 55?
Yes, sir.
What else was on that Van Halen record cassette you got? You remember off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, it's been a minute or three.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But that was 5th or 6th grade.
All right. Had it just come out?
I think so.
Had to fucking have it. Mowing yard, sweating in the summer sun.
And I remember with that
working.
That Sammy Hagar cassette, I bought the cassette, and growing up with a dad as a auto mechanic, we loved those car songs, and so the I Can't Drive 55, it was just a natural fit. And for whatever reason, for my birthday that was coming up later that summer, my mom thought it'd be a great idea to go up to Kmart or Walmart or whatever it was, and she bought every Sammy Hagar album that they had. So I ended up with 5 or 6 cassettes of Sammy Hagar, which was awesome. But then she's looking at one of them, or maybe I was looking at one of them. But one of them, the first track on there was "Dick in the Dirt." She didn't find that funny. I was like, "Well, you bought it, Mom."
Well, ain't that a dick in the dirt? Thunder. Did you hear that thunder?
That was Thunderfoot.
Did you guys hear that thunder?
You might have heard that one. What did you give this on the nose?
The Jefferson Reserve Limited Edition Cask Strength Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. I gave it on the nose a whopping 4 1/4.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. I was like, wow, this has quite a lot to offer. And what really wowed me is that the 130 proof that this thing is. I mean, it's supposed to come in swinging a lot harder than it did as far as proof goes. Yeah. It's supposed to get you right in the nose. You're like, and then you start watering.
There's so much flavors going on.
So much flavor, and the flavor that's happening is up. Yeah. It's up there. It's really good. So yeah, that's why I gave it a 4 1/4.
Nice. I'm right behind you at an even 4.
4 even?
Yep.
It's not bad. I mean, it's not. It's to be expected. You've got pear, oak, peach, molasses, citrus, vanilla, caramel, walnut. I mean, come on. I mean, this thing's like it's like a, I forgot what they're called. It's like
a sore dick?
You can't beat it. Oh, man. Anyway, palate.
I came in at 4 1/4.
4 1/4? Okay. All right. Well, I also bumped mine up a 1/4 point to 4 1/2. For me, it was very easy to do.
But I need to take a quick pause, and we need to go back to that because yes, we
Union Horse Distilling.
We were recently touring Union Horse with founder Damon Garcia, and we were walking through the Rick House, and I forget where we were or what we were even talking about. But without missing a beat, you were like, it's like a sore dick. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
And then there was like an uncomfortable half-second pause, and then he laughed.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Right.
We're good.
They're not calling the cops yet. I mean, we were busy getting the tour. Like, he could have said, all right, guys, get GTFO.
Yeah.
Come on, move out of here. I had my questions, I had my doubts with this Sugar Creek DNA son of a bitch. Get him out of my distillery. But yeah, it ended up quite well. We ended up having some fantastic pours.
Oh, it was great.
He's a hell of a guy.
Yeah.
And we met their master distiller.
Their head distiller, Travis.
The head distiller, Travis, not master distiller.
Master distiller is his brother Patrick Garcia.
Okay.
But yeah, Travis is the head distiller.
Yes. And we met Chester Copperpot. We met the whole gang, man.
He didn't seem like he was working too hard, but it was after hours.
It was after hours.
Maybe it was quitting time.
Yeah, had the tunes up, the vibe was down, everything was cool.
Yep. We got to look in the tank and see the heads, the tails, and the hearts.
Yep. But yeah, definitely good. Anyway, back to the Jefferson.
Back to Jefferson.
Limited edition cask strength Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Finish. Give me a number on the finish. What do you got?
I came back down to 4.
Came back down to 4? Yep. That's fair. I kept mine locked in at 4 1/2. For me, the finish, even though we had fewer notes, everything was there and it was just like pow, giving it the old jackal. And it was, we had the caramel and the vanilla was still there, the oak, maybe the molasses tapered off a little bit, and it was just kind of an umbrella kind of sweet, just kind of really good. Yeah. It was warm. You got that Kentucky hug. It was. This is an incredible bottle.
That's a great bottle.
Yeah, and we talked about bottle presentation just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a very unique topper.
It's a great topper. I love the Jefferson Reserve topper.
And the neck, you saw when I poured it, this little lip on this bad boy really helped keep the spillage down. And if you've ever had a small child, you're trying to keep the dribblage down. I don't know where I'm going with that. Where was I going with that? Anyway, so whiskey. So yeah, you got the neck label to tell you right up front. It's 130 proof. Must be 21. Jefferson's Bourbon.com. What's the Kentucky org thing down here?
Kentucky Artisans Distillery?
Oh, no. It says, I totally misread that. Responsibility.org.
Oh,
I wonder what that means. That might be something I'm going to check out later. Yeah, it doesn't say drink responsibly. It says responsibility.org. That's kind of weird. It's got your government warnings. It's Trey Zeller.
Yep.
I'm guessing is how you pronounce that. Whiskey maker. It says got his little signature down there in the bottom.
I like it.
I think that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any reason to pull that back or dock any points or even add points to it off of the other bottle that we have in the whiskey, the liquor cabinet. So yeah, I kept mine locked in right there at 4 1/4.
Well, I decided to be a little bit more discerning because we're now into year 3.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of bottles so far, and there's a lot more to still get into. Mm-hmm. And so I pulled mine back to an even 4.
An even 4? All right. You know what? You've got 3.
Not hating, but
you got 3 4 evens.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a 4. I mean,
not at all.
For us, that's the minimum. The minimum you have to do to get a 4 is wow.
Yeah.
Huh? Wow.
And so, if
you got yourself a 4.
And if you're paying attention, what we got here is a 0 to 5 on nose, palate, finish, and bottle presentation. That's 4 categories. You add all those up to a possible 20. Divide those by 2 to give us our 0 to 10 rating. Mine came in at 8 1/8.
8 1/8?
8 125.
That's not a bad score. Mine was 8.75, so 8 3/4.
All right. 5/8 difference, but
yeah, we're out of our
right.
BIP range, but
it's all right.
You know what? So mote it be. That's all right. Your palate's not my palate. Your palate is not our palate. I'm all over the place today. Goodness. Anyway, so part of what we're going to do here on this Father's Day episode is we're going to make a cocktail out of this bad boy. And what is that cocktail?
We're making a paper plane. I've had numerous paper planes over the years. I love this cocktail. We've never done that on the podcast.
We have not.
Part of it is I've been looking for the right opportunity, the right spirit, and and so it's time. So
hold it right there.
Let's get going.
Watch what happens when he's making this bad boy.
Let's do this. And look at there, we have a cocktail.
And it's beautiful. I mean, you guys saw the video there. 4 ingredients, super easy.
Yeah, we have our spirit, we have Aperol, we have Amaro Nino, and
lemon
freshly
juice.
Squeezed lemon juice.
Yes, and if you what does he say? If you don't squeeze your own lemons,
squeeze your own citrus, you're a troll nugget or
a troll nugget. Your mom hates you. I don't know, but how cool is that? It's got a little paper airplane on there. Yes, I'm looking forward to this one. Cheers, sir. Happy
Cheers.
Father's Day. Sweet, tangy, boozy.
I have made this where it has been perfectly clear on top. This one we have had a little bit of a frothing on there.
Yeah.
It all comes down to the amount that you shake it. So I probably shook it a little bit more than I needed to. But
because I was taking my sweet ass time getting up the stairs and grabbing these Nick and Nors out of the freezer. Because again, if you don't freeze your glass, you're an ass. Don't be an ass. Freeze your glass. Something.
Don't be a poop.
Yeah, freeze a coop.
And a Nick and Nora is a type of a coupe, so
yes.
There you go.
Yes, like a long-stemmed coupe. Delicious.
Yeah, a Nick and Nora glass holds about the same amount, but it's taller versus wider than a standard coupe. And I like them because these particular ones are fluted, so they've got kind of that very avant-garde, fluted, speakeasy, pre-prohibition, Great Gatsby, look to them.
Little Art Deco makes you go pinkies out.
My pinky out.
Pinkies out, y'all.
I love this cocktail.
It's good. Looks super easy to make, so you can make that for your dad. So I don't know what you've got going on for Father's Day, and I'm pretty sure I don't know what I've got going on for Father's Day, because it's really not our place to make the plans. I mean, who plans their own surprise? Who play? Well,
the last couple years, Katie has taken Henry and I to Blind Box Barbecue for. I think every Sunday they do their all-you-can-eat brunch.
Nice.
But Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, they do an extra special one. And those who have been paying attention are going, what the hell's a vegetarian, pescatarian doing going to a barbecue place?
There's probably a good reason.
They make a huge-ass smoked salmon that is delightful. And they have a chocolate fountain that Henry has grown quite fond of.
Well, who doesn't love a chocolate fountain? I mean, if you don't love chocolate fountains, then terrorists have won.
And they make a killer smoked cocktail. So
okay, all right,
and even when you get there for your lunch buffet at 9 a.m., which we did one year because it was the only reservation we could get into, I was perfectly fine with that. But you better believe the first thing I did before I even started going through the line was give me one of them their cocktails.
One of them there. What kind of cocktails do they have there? You said smoked cocktail. Is it just like old fashioned or
they have a they I think it's like a smoked ginger old fashioned. They had a couple of they've got a horse feather there that's pretty decent. Not a West Bottoms Whiskey Company horse feather. It's not a Rieger's.
Not a Rieger's horse
feather, and it's not a Savor the Burn horse feather.
No. But is it smoked?
It is.
Maybe.
This is one of those cocktails that I also love doing this because it gives me the excuse to use these cool little tiny food grade clothespins, like full working clothespins.
Yep.
And you better believe they're black clothespins.
Black.
I'm telling you, making an airplane this small, little tricky. It takes a little bit more patience.
I haven't made a paper airplane in a very long time.
I've made this cocktail a couple times recently, and I've made a different type of paper airplane each time because I'm still searching for what is the best method paper airplane to make for this cocktail. And, there's a lot of like fancy folded airplanes. Yeah. Those do not lend themselves well to this kind of, both aesthetically and just functionally.
I mean, there's some that look like Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, I tend to find that the better paper airplane to clip onto this cocktail is the 5-year-old simple approach. You basically have 4 folds and that's it. It's simple. It's very geometric.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
Probably has some cool tricks that it does when you throw it. Mine usually just goes straight in the dirt. Like that Sammy Hagar song. What was that? If you know, you know.
Leave us a comment.
Yeah.
What I love about this cocktail, like we said already.
What's not to love? I mean, it's delicious.
It's 4 ingredients, and it's all equal parts. So it's 1 ounce spirit, 1 ounce Aperol, 1 ounce Amaro, 1 ounce lemon juice. So it's very easy to remember. Yeah. And if you're making yourself a double, which if you're using this type of a glass, you're not going to be able to make a double very easily because it's only a 4.5 ounce glass. So it lends itself quite well to a 4 ounce cocktail. I like it.
I like it too. I think it's damn delicious. I mean, it almost drinks like a sour, but it's got more to offer than your regular sour would. It's a little less sweet, which sometimes I really like that. Of course, you know me, I love everything sweet. Everything's got to be sweet. But
the full ounce of lemon juice really gives it a tart bitterness to it. And then between the Aperol and the Amaro, you're getting a nice fruity sweetness that's rounding everything out.
Yeah.
And you're making it with 130 proof Jefferson's Reserve, limited edition, cask strength, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Yes. It's a mouthful. Yeah. And so is this cocktail, by golly. I really enjoy it. Thank you so much for making that bad boy. And guys, thank you so much for spending your Father's Day with us. Hopefully you're watching this on Father's Day. If not, well, you're still watching it. If you made it this far, by golly, well, thank you so much for watching us. And one more again, find us all the socials: Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok, and check out savortheburn.com. You'll find this cocktail and many, many others, including the liquor cabinet, which will have this bottle in there, among so many others.
Couple others.
And every entry there in the liquor cabinet, right up at the top, you've got the link to the YouTube, the full review of that episode.
Yep.
So
and Spotify.
It's all right there. You can see what we had to say about it. You can see our numbers. Our numbers are posted right there as far as the review goes. And and once again, if you have a different opinion, either one, keep it to yourself, because we don't need that kind of negativity, or go ahead and bring it. We would love to know what you guys think about it, because just because we had it and we liked it, we didn't love it. I mean, not. We talked about this off air. Not every bottle's going to be a 9 or a 10. This one here for me is it's close to a 9, 8.75. But for you, it wasn't. But it was over 8, and that's
so good score.
That's a damn good score for any bottle. So, I guess no matter what day it is, no matter what you're celebrating with, and who you're celebrating with, never forget, keep on burning.
Dad.